How's it going, guys? It's Najam. Welcome back to another video. Now in this video I'm gonna briefly review the Logitech StreamCam. It's actually right over here, as you can see it, and I'll take it off and I'll show you it. Now I'm actually not impressed with this camera. While it does work and it does do a really good job with what it does and everything, there are some issues that I've come across that I did not expect, and I'll just go over them. Now, before I actually do start, it might actually not be this camera because it has been working for the most part flawlessly. But as you can see right now, I'm using my main mirrorless camera with a HDMI video signal going in, and this seems to be giving me obviously a better quality than even the StreamCam. But it's also being much more stable. Whereas this Logitech cam is a very nice looking camera and everything. The image is excellent out of this. It just has been a bit flaky in the way it works. But just going over the body, so I do use Linux, by the way, so I will talk about using this with Linux. Now there's one thing I don't like about this camera to start off, and that is the shape of it. Now as you can see, it's more like a square sort of design, and I really don't know why they went with this. Of course you can put this into portrait mode, but who on earth is going to use this in portrait mode? And everybody has said the same thing. Problem with this kind of design is that it's just really big. I mean, look at the size of it. It's humongous. It's actually very heavy as well, and it's very big, and also the cable is a bit stiff. So when you put this or either on the laptop screen or even on a monitor with the cable, it is a bit stiff and it's not strong enough to hold onto a monitor. Now this is, in my opinion, designed to be put on top of a tripod or something, and then you can get a much more stable image out of that way. Now it's using a CCD sensor, so you don't get any wavy effects and all that. It's pretty nice, and the image quality, I'll go into all the options you have in OBS. So let's go ahead and just switch this to the StreamCam, and you can compare the image side by side. I'll just go ahead and put this back on. Now it has worked for the most part for me, but when I'm doing some really heavy stuff like ray tracing and all that kind of stuff, it just drops out. I mean, the power gets cut to it, and I have a feeling it might not be the StreamCam. It might just be the configuration. There's something wrong with it, but it's been giving me problems, which the video capture from the Panasonic G9 does not have. So I'll go ahead and bring it in over here. I'll add the media source by the video capture device, and I've already got it. It's called StreamCam. So this is it, and if I go ahead and do this, you can see that there's the G9 stream at the corner. So this is 1080p 60 fps. I'm gonna move this and I'll put it on the side over here, and I'll actually go ahead and jump onto the options, and I'll show you the options that you get from this camera. There are some things I want to obviously show you, but mainly when you want to get 1080p 60 out of this, you have to use the motion JPEG. Now when I'm changing the settings, it might drop out, so I might have to start the recording again, just so you know. Let's go over the settings. Now I do like the settings that it gives. It does have a lot of options over here. I mean, you've got quite a lot of control over this camera, and we'll go ahead and mess about with them. So we're starting off with the G9, and you have the built-in webcam, which looks a bit like that. Well, if I uncover it now, obviously this isn't really the same. So as you can see, the built-in webcam is not really the same quality. Now I have actually gotten better results from the built-in webcam if I turn the video lights on, and the audio goes in sync with it as well. So, and it's been more stable than the Logitech StreamCam. So here is the StreamCam footage. Now the options, you have the color mode obviously, and you have up to 1080p 60 fps, and it works amazingly perfectly well. There is no delay in the audio, so I mean the millisecond and response time from this is instant, so you don't have to sync up anything, you don't have to put any delays on the audio and the video and everything. It just comes up and it works really well, so I do like that. Now you got the brightness and contrast and the saturation, as well as the automatic white balance over here, and you can change this. But if you look down here, you have the sharpness control as well as backlight compensation. I do want to turn that on. We'll go ahead and do that right now actually. So that just brightens up the image a little bit. You do have the exposure control and everything. You can change the exposure time, and you can also zoom in as well. And I've turned the autofocus off on this because it goes on. It has a hard time focusing on my face. It always seems to be back focusing. There might be something wrong with it, but it is what it is. Now I've managed to just put this on 60, and Now it's really sharp. My face is in focus. And you can also zoom in. So when you're using this, it zooms in. So this is a feature that you find in the Logitech StreamCam application on Windows. You don't have that on Linux. But basically what that means is it's going to zoom in a bit and it's going to track your face around. Now on Steam, on OBS, I don't have the option, but you can obviously from here just punch in a little bit and you can change the focus, the field of view. That's pretty nice. So the Panasonic G9 is going into the PC at 720p, and this is 720p 60 from this camera, and this is the 1080p 60 from the Logitech StreamCam. I usually have this a little bit further back, but it's a bit in front of me, and so kind of looks like almost fisheye. Now it's a very good camera. It has a lot of options, and I can't really say anything bad about it except that it's a bit heavy, it's a bit obnoxious, but mainly it's just been giving me some issues with just compatibility and everything on the... Okay, so I'm going to show you what basically happened when I was using this camera and recording with it. Now, I've got some gameplay footage here with this camera at the corner. This is the Logitech StreamCam, and I'm playing normally, and all of a sudden, you're going to notice that it's just going to freeze. It's going to basically just cut out. There we go. It's basically just gone. So the camera is just stopped working, and it loses power. And I did manage to reset it from here, and there we go, it's back. On basically just unplug it and plug it back in again. But I'm going to show you another video, and you're going to notice that it's basically going to be dead just when starting out. And as you can see, I've just started the video recording and it's just not working at all. And I had to do something to make it work. And again, I was messing about with it, trying to diagnose what the problem was, and it showed this error, which I don't know what the heck it is. The current rate is 1600, which is different to the runtime rate. It might have something to do with X Wayland, it might have something to do with Wayland, it might have something to do with using the NVIDIA card on Wayland or something. I honestly can't really narrow it down to what it is. So yeah, pretty much. I mean, I have to unplug it and plug it back in and everything. And then I started messing about with the built-in webcam to just see if I could replace the StreamCam. And that was the last thing I wanted to do. I mean, I spent hours just going through the footage, testing it out, recording everything. And I don't know what the problem is. It might have something to do with the system. But because it's been giving me problems, I actually can't recommend this webcam. Honestly, I can't. I know it's a good webcam. There's nobody complaining about it. There's hardly any issues with it. But I've been having these with issues. And yeah, I just can't recommend it. It's a good webcam. Again, the design is a bit crap, but it does what it's marketed for, and it works really well. It's going into the USB Type-C port. Obviously, it's going to be working continuously while I'm using it, but when I'm game playing and doing something really intensive, again, it might have something to do with the system. It just stops working. Now, as a result, obviously, when you use the Panasonic G9, which is a completely different beast, in my opinion, you do get much better video quality, and it's actually cheaper to use the mirrorless camera, so it's better to just get a £10 capture card with a HDMI signal going into it. It's gonna be cheaper than using this webcam, which costs about 100 quids or like 50 quid if you can get it used. But this video quality comes out from the G9, and there's just no comparison. I know it's a much expensive camera, but for a lot of people already have a camera like this, and I think it's going to be much better to use the G9. So going forward, I'm going to get rid of this StreamCam. Again, I'm sorry, but it's a good camera again, but it's just not working really well for me. But if you do have the same issue, just let me know if there's a fix to it, because I did intend to use this. It's very portable and it's very nice compared to the G9. Just let me know in the comments if you do have a solution for this. But I'll leave it here. No need to just trash it any more than this. It's a very nice camera, but again, it has issues. I'm looking at the G9. Thank you guys for watching, and I will see you guys in another video.